Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Hey. Yeah. 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 Hey. 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 All I do is your mess. Hey. Can't keep my in my pants. Hey.
Episode 81 of the A-League podcast. Me and David here in the building. How you doing, David?
I'm doing pretty good. It's first week of July, and this year's gone by fast. It's already past the halfway point. So I'm just like, dang, because I just remember, it was just just starting summer, and now everybody talking about back to school and everything now. So.
All right. Well, man, it's I know, this 4th just went by last week, and I know some good movies came out the last couple of weeks, so we just going to jump right into it. Ant-Man came out this week. What were your impressions of Ant-Man? And, yeah.
I mean, for me, I had no expectations. Like, honestly, it was like a spur of the moment thing, because I probably wouldn't have seen it until next week, actually, but it was just I actually had a little extra free time on Thursday night, and I checked the movie out. I came in with no expectations, and it exceeded all my expectations. It's kind of funny because Ant-Man, he's not really the most popular superhero, and among people, and his movies aren't like Iron Man or Captain America or even Thor in terms of just like familiarity. Like, people already have a little bit, background about it. But, it was a great movie. Like, it was actually better than the first. I was very surprised at like the plot and the characters, and I didn't even look at the cast on it. Like, I knew like T.I. I knew I expected T.I. in this and his friends to be in and the security squad to be in the movie, and I expected Hank be in it, but I was surprised to see like Lawrence Fishburne, and I was like, oh, he's in it.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
I didn't see that coming. I didn't see him being like, they literally gonna have every kind of actor and actress. When you look over the Marvel universe, they're gonna have some of everybody in these movies.
Yeah, I was like, and then Ghost. I'm not familiar with who she is, but she did her thing too. I was like, wow, because I almost spoiled it.
Yeah, don't spoil the movie.
Oh
Don't spoil it.
I don't spoil it, but yeah, she did good too. I mean, I wasn't really familiar with the storyline either, so I saw Ghost. I was just like, okay, but as you look in the cast, you'll see it's Ghost, and you see it's a female. So it's not. I'm not spoiling anything, but yeah, she was good, and Ant-Man and the Wasp, they were good. I kind of like going back when I saw the movie, the first Ant-Man movie. I was like, okay, you're gonna do Ant-Man and the Wasp, okay, and it was pretty good. Like, I'm glad it wasn't like a overlying romantic storyline. It was actually legitimate storyline with a lot of ties and stuff, so it makes me kind of want to dig into some Ant-Man comics.
Yeah. For me, I saw the movie. I think the day after it came out. I wouldn't really. I didn't like the first one. It was all right. It was just one of those movies that's just okay, cool. It happened, and I never watched it again. But it, like you said, it exceeded my expectations just because I had very low expectations for it, and I feel like a lot of these movies that people have recently kind of said that didn't live up to the hype or were very underwhelming, it's because they had unrealistic expectations of them to start with. Like the Avengers movie, like I heard people saying they didn't like the Avengers movie, and I was just trying to figure out why. It's because they really expected it to be something other than what it was supposed to be. So
I mean, for me, it was like I was familiar with the comic books. I mean, I wouldn't have thought it was a bad movie, but I was like, I kind of like been following the Infinity Wars, the comic book series. I followed that, and I'll try to compare, but I also have to remember that it's based on the comic books. It's not going to be exactly like it, just like how Civil War was. But but yeah, but it was definitely entertaining, and I'll just and Ant-Man movie make me appreciate Infinity War even more now. So
Yeah.
And Captain America series, like it's crazy how things just ties in despite having different directors and writers, and it's good. I mean, I'm gonna have to watch. I need to watch Civil War again. I need to watch Infinity War again, and Black Panther just to be sure, just to just to be sure. Like there was so much hype going in that movie, and I think like it was just I need to really get a good evaluation of that movie just to make sure that I just wasn't caught up in the hype.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think it's really genius of how they've. I mean, at some point you would think if you were trying to direct these movies and produce these movies and write these plots and write these scripts, you would think, man, somebody would forget one little detail. Oh, this character did this to this character 13 movies ago. But no, everything still just kind of flows as if it's one long movie, and that's why I love the series so much. People don't really understand. I've seen people say, well, I'm tired of superhero movies. And I mean, if you really want to look at it that way, it's not. I don't look at it as like there's a lot of individual superhero movies. To me, this has only been one really long movie to me.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it feels like. It's just one long movie. So that's why I'll never get tired of it, and I'm not going to get fatigued of it. Do you see that the people starting to be fatigued of superhero movies? Oh, another superhero movie.
Not at all. I mean, like the box office shows definitely it makes money. Like
every time one comes out, a record gets broken.
Yeah,
right?
Ant-Man 2 has already exceeded the first Ant-Man movie, and then you had Avengers made over $1 billion. You had Black Panther made over $1 billion. So it's not like these movies are coming out and flopping. These are legitimately breaking records of regular movies. Like they're up there with Avatar and Titanic. This isn't like, oh, we beat Fantastic Four. Flop.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely exciting. Got Aquaman coming out in I think November. That's gonna be.
So, Aquaman. I know after this movie, I guess they're gonna start trying to, revamp. The DC side of the comic book movies. I'm gonna be honest. I haven't really. I'm not as big of a fan of DC as I am of Marvel, but their movies were good at the beginning. Like when the Man of Steel came out, that was a good movie. I really thought I was really impressed, and it really had me excited about what was the universe that they were starting to build. But then it seemed like everything was rushed in the Justice League movie, and I really don't want to see any more of those. So I'm hoping that after Aquaman's done, they kind of take a step back and rework some of the stuff they're trying to do with that. Because I really want it to be I really want there to be some competition for Marvel so that they don't get complacent in what they're making and feel like they don't keep just recycling plot lines just to throw it out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, yeah, they did kind of rush it. Like, one of the things that worked well for Marvel is like they took their time to introduce the characters in their own individual movies, and then they dropped Avengers. I mean, like, even with Hulk, that thing flopped, but they still managed to get material out with him. And it was just like, DC, it was just, you had your Superman movies, then you had Batman, then you had
Wonder Woman,
and then you had another Superman movie with Superman versus Batman, and it was just like, oh, we got a new Batman. Yeah. And then then you had
They didn't even have an individual Batman movie.
Yeah,
that's what threw me off. I'm like, you're gonna do a Superman movie and then try to make him like one of the main characters, but then not have a Batman movie. How is that possible?
Yeah, it was just weird because now they're taking their time to introduce, because now you got Aquaman, then you got a movie coming out with Cyborg.
Isn't Flash have a movie too coming out?
Yeah, Flash got a movie coming out, and I know he has a pretty dedicated fan base, and you got another Wonder Woman movie. And I was just thinking like, shoot. That movie made so much money. You might as well, ride that right there on Wonder Woman. But
yeah,
I don't know. I can't really tell. I know they got a new Batman movie coming out, and it's still questions on like who's gonna be Batman. So
yeah, like what happened to Ben Affleck? I guess he saw Justice League and he just kind of was like, I'm gonna hit eject while I can because I mean I like. that's the thing about it. Like, I like parts of Justice League. Like, I love Ben Affleck as Batman.
Yeah.
I like Christian Bale as Batman too. But Ben Affleck for the Batman character that they're portraying in this universe, Ben Affleck's the perfect guy. But
yeah,
I mean, I would almost be like just hit the reset button and start from scratch again if he leaves and he's not Batman anymore. Because I don't want to keep seeing different Batmans.
Yeah, it's just another thing I noticed was just like, one of the biggest complaints with DC is like it's too dark.
Yeah.
And, I saw like in Suicide Squad and Justice League, they try to be more corny like Marvel and stuff. And I was like, okay.
I mean, that's the nature of their comic books, though. Like, their comic books are more dark anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, if you really look at Marvel's been consistent throughout. Like, they don't have one single dark movie in their lineup. But, like, if you go and look at like even their cartoons, like Batman's cartoons, dark. It's always been dark. I mean, like, but Marvel has its dark sides also because, like, one thing that I've noticed just from the comic book and from the cartoons, from the movies, is that Marvel's characters kill people.
Yeah.
DC's comic books stay away from that. Like, they don't do killing and all that. Like, I can't really think of a villain that outside of
Joker.
But even the Joker, I mean, it takes like how many years for him to actually kill the Joker? You know what I'm saying? Like, he don't kill him right away.
Oh, he's want to kill Joker, kill some. Joker.
Yeah,
kill him.
the bad guys kill people, but the heroes refuse to kill bad guys.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But in Marvel, like anyone's game, like the heroes can die, villains die. Like every villain gets killed.
Yeah.
I mean, so if you really want to. It's dark as far as the look of the movie, but as far as the themes, Marvel's definitely more dark and more violent. So,
yeah, I just, I really hope they, figure out what works for them because it's just like, Batman is probably top grossing character of all time, and people
that may be a little overrated because how many Batman movies have there been? Maybe like 10 or 15.
Oh yeah.
There's been a lot of Batman movies.
I think was it Dark Knight with
that
Ledger?
Was
made a lot of money.
Yeah, and then the third one made a lot of money too.
Yeah.
I don't think it made as much as the second one, but there was 3 of those, and then you had the ones with you had the ones in the mid 90s and the 80s, and then you had like 3 or 4 before those. So I mean, it's one of those watered down characters that has been in the theaters a lot, so I don't really put too much stock in that. But
just hopefully this gets better, man, because it's just like it's a lot of good storylines in DC that can definitely be told on the screen. Because so I hope so. This I really hope we get some good competition because like Marvel's going through an interesting transition now.
Yeah.
Captain Marvel's gonna be a new face.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be interesting right there because you don't really, when you think Marvel, you don't really think Captain Marvel as your first person like, oh, Marvel Comics. But,
the first decade or so of this universe. Has it been a decade? When did they start?
I think 08.
08? Yeah, it's been a decade. So, I mean, some of these older faces are, I guess wanting to separate from their characters for one. Then, it is, okay, I mean, it is time for some of these newer characters that people don't know a lot about to start to take some of the spotlight also. I mean, because that's just the way it is in the comic books. Like, there's more than one group of Avengers. So,
yeah, that's true. Man.
I mean, having Captain America and Iron Man as the face from the start, yeah, that's how it was supposed to be, and they did a great job. But I personally don't know all these characters. Like, I don't know all these characters, so I find it interesting to see some of these new guys like Doctor Strange. I like to see how he's developed. I want to see Scarlet Witch, and I want to see the Vision. I want to see their characters develop more.
Yeah.
People like Captain Marvel, Black Panther. Like, I want these people to have chances now too. Like,
yeah.
And for like casual fans, they may not like it at first, but we're starting to enter like the way they've developed the storyline and the way that if you just know the universe, the world is starting to accept people I'm talking about within the movies that it's starting to accept people with powers. So when you look at the original like Avengers movie, a lot of those were just normal people. Like Captain America's more or less a normal person. Iron Man's a normal person, and then you got the Hulk. Yeah. That's okay, cool. That after a while it gets old, but when as the plot starts to develop more, you start to face people like Thanos. I mean, you can't really expect Captain America to be able to match up physically with some of these villains that they have in the closet they can't use because he can't really realistically make him face Captain America. So, I mean, I really think it's cool that they're gonna have more people with more sophisticated powers, and you get to see more cool things on screen that you wouldn't have seen with Iron Man and Captain America and Hawkeye and.
Yeah, I know they with the Fox deal, I think it's supposed to get done next summer. Like they haven't given them a Fantastic Four. I'm just
I'm done with the Fantastic Four. I don't want to see them on TV anymore. Yes. I don't want to see them on. I'm good on the Fantastic Four. I would like to see X-Men brought over, because they're a big part of this that they not really getting to play. So that's the next step is bringing them on.
Yeah, you'll see like is Hugh Jackman gonna come back as Wolverine, or they gonna get somebody else?
They ain't let that man leave. They ain't leave Hugh Jackman, man. If I were him, I wouldn't want to play Wolverine no more, man. Because every time I see him now, I'm just like, that's Wolverine. Like he's played in so many other good movies, but I will always remember him as Wolverine, and that's not fair to him. So I mean, I'm not mad at him for not wanting to be Wolverine no more.
I was like, dang, poor Storm. She finally got the role from I can't think of the girl's name, but she got the role from Halle Berry. The X-Men rebooted. She got the role. Now she's probably gonna lose it.
Yeah, I mean, the last one was awful. I'm gonna be honest. Like they had a good role going, then they got to the Apocalypse one, and it was just awful.
Oh yeah, them villains, man. It just
He was basically what's the guy from Power Rangers, the bad guy, Ivan Ooze.
Yeah,
that's literally who he was. I was just like, wait, he did all this talking and hyping up like they did a post credit scene, hyping him up and everything, and he was just Ivan Ooze. Yeah. He really couldn't do anything. He got beat by a group of 18-year-olds.
Yeah. I was like, dang it, Fox.
Yeah.
How you go from Logan to do this?
Yeah. And then even Logan was good. So that's what frustrates me about Fox, and I really feel like Marvel Studios just need to take over all that, and they just need to work together, because Fox will do a great movie like Deadpool 2 and Deadpool 1 and Wolverine, but they can't get the X-Men or Fantastic Four right. Like, why can't you get those characters right? Nah, I don't know. It's frustrating to watch.
Yeah, but, it's it's a nice superhero movies. It's a nice little departure from sports, because right now this period of time of sports is pretty much
it's dead.
I mean I just say the word dead because I have seen on my timeline they say watch WNBA. It's just.
Oh man,
I haven't watched a single game this year.
I watched the season opener, and it was actually a really great game with the Sparks and the Lynx. They went. I think it was. I don't know if it was overtime or not, but I know someone hit a buzzer beater. I'm trying to remember her name. But I mean, I love the WNBA. I love watching it when I get the chance. I don't think they market it well. Like ESPN and NBA TV could do a lot better as far as like pushing it. I hear more about the Summer League games and when they are than I do the WNBA games. And they should have more on TV. Like one game at 9:00 on a Tuesday night, that means nothing.
Yeah.
Why not pull a Saturday and get ABC like you used to do for the NBA? You remember those games where they would?
Oh yeah.
It would be Saturday at 1:00. You got one game. Saturday at 3:00, got another one. Saturday at 5, and all the way until 9:30, you're playing games. That's the kind of exposure the WNBA needs. And they really deserve it. Like they really looking at the product. When I watch the game, the game it's basketball played at a very high level, and it's a pretty game to watch. It's just it's not marketed well.
Yeah, I mean, I actually enjoy watching the games as well. It's just in the past I've watched quite a bit. I haven't made it out to a game either. We got a team here, and I got down there at Tech. Yeah, I really got to check a game. I know they're not that expensive, and I know they play. A lot of these teams got quality players, but in baseball, I try to follow baseball this year. I actually pay attention now because, like in the past, it was weird there was a baseball team, because I was really, I used to like the players. Like I got attached to the older core. You know, you had like the Upton Bros and Kimbrel and all them. And then now the team got young and they were sucking for a while. So I was like, I ain't gonna watch this. They're just gonna suck. And then now they actually got a good team this year. So, you know, I'm over here. I was like, okay, I see on my timeline, you know, I see Ozzy. Okay, Ozzy, Freeman. Okay, I know you are Markakis. You know, I'm familiar with them, but, you know, it's just so long. You know, just like, you know, I hear our trade deadline, the way they keep talking about it, I'm thinking like it's next week or something, but it's further away out. It's further out.
Yeah. And the thing about baseball, the baseball season, it's like it's really hard to tell where you are in the season. I was looking at the Braves record, I think yesterday or the night before, and I started adding up the numbers. I was like, man, they're already halfway through the season. Like, the All-Star break is like 3 weeks from now.
Yeah.
Or 2 weeks from now. Maybe 2 weeks. But I thought that was supposed to be the halfway point, but that's like really almost, it's like 2.5 out of, it's like 2.7 part of the season out of the 5. I guess they're at 80, right at 90 games right now.
Yeah, see, with the Braves, it's just like, would you categorize them as a good team now, or would you say they're just hot? Because, you know, like some people overachieve, and because it's just, you know, how do you measure these games like at this point of the year? Because I know like people got really excited at the beginning of the year, and then when they lost to what's that
San
team?
Francisco?
Yeah, San Francisco. Everybody got bummed and stuff. So I'll just, you know, it's like it's so many games. So it's just
Yeah, I mean, I think they're a good team. Like, they're here to stay because just because they play defense. Like up the middle, they got Dansby and Ozzy, and then at third base, Camargo's one. I don't know why everybody wants another third baseman, because Camargo does so much for he does so much for the team, and everybody wants just to put him on the bench. No, he plays great defense. I mean, his batting average wasn't high at the beginning of the year. That's because he didn't have a spring training. He just came right off of last year and sat out all winter, and then he started playing in games. He didn't have a practice. So, I mean, I think they're a really good team. I don't think this is their year to win the World Series. I feel like they're gonna need a top flight closer, and they need somebody that can pitch the 7th or 6th and 8th innings, because the guys they have they're the ones who got hot. When the bullpen, they just got hot. They're not actually really good. So I feel like when the moment gets big, those guys aren't going to be what they have been the first half of the year. But everyone else, like Freeman's going to be Freeman. Acuna's only going to get better. Ozzy's only going to get better. Dansby's going to get better. Camargo's going to get better. They need a catcher. But I like what Kurt Suzuki and Tyler Flowers have done halfway through the year. They're guys that are overachieving. Like, to be honest, they were, you know, second or third catchers most of their career. So, I mean, I think they have a shot to make the postseason, but I'm not going to bet on them winning the division this year. So.
yeah, that makes. So who do you have, like, Nationals?
The Nationals they were 7 games out when I looked last, but then they hit a walk-off to win last night, and they came back from like 10 runs 2 days ago. So I can see them getting their act together and winning, just because the two teams in front of them just have never been there. Like the Braves, I can see them slowing down and kind of feeling that pressure. But then they also have guys that have been there and done that, like Freeman and Markakis, but so much of their team is young and has never been in this kind of situation before. The Phillies are the same way. I mean, they got a couple guys too, but the Nationals just have too much talent to be awful all year. So I can see them going like a 10-game winning streak and catching up. So
Yeah, I seen something about Bryce Harper might be on the trade block. I was like, what?
honestly, I would trade him. Like, they don't need him. The Nationals would win if Bryce Harper plays or not. They won't win the World Series, but their pitching staff should be one of the best in baseball, and they don't really need him. Like, he's not doing anything right now, and they're still pretty decent. So, I mean, he's having his worst year of his career, other than I think he has 20 home runs, but that really don't mean nothing if you're striking out 35 times.
Yeah, true.
So, I mean, I guess like I said, they're a team that I'm always gonna be worried about just for the fact that their pitching staff is so great.
Yeah, Phillies, they're okay.
Yeah, Phillies pitching staff is incomplete. They got 2 top guys like Nola and Jake Arrieta are dangerous guys, but other than that, I don't really know much else about them. And their lineup's really young. Like, they have a lot of young guys, so they're in the same situation the Braves are in, but their veterans aren't everyday players. They're the pitchers. So
Yeah, I'm gonna try to check a game out this year. I was like, well, I was gonna go to Atlanta versus Toronto, but Batista's gone, so I was gonna see. I want to see that revenge game, but he's gone. I think he's with the Mets.
He's
now.
with the Mets. He had a walk-off home run Friday.
Yeah, I was like, dang. I saw Matt Kemp. He's doing his thing in L.A. And I was like, that was the right move, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's the right move because he's basically got the same numbers that Acuna has, except Acuna doesn't have 11 home runs. I think Kemp has like 11 or 12 home runs, but. I mean, it was the right move. I mean, he played well for half a year in Atlanta too, and then he fell off in the second half. So
yeah, I was like, that's one of my buddies. I was like, what's your All-Star ballot? Let me look at it. 'Cause I can't vote because I don't watch all that baseball because I'll be biased and have all the Braves on there.
Hey, we'll take them.
And he was like, I saw Matt Kemp on there. I was like, Kemp? The Matt Kemp that was on the Braves last year? And he was like, yeah. He's good. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that. And I looked at the numbers. I was like, oh, wow.
I mean, I'm glad. I appreciate you not voting. If you don't really know what's going on, you know what I mean? Because there's too much of that going on where people just vote.
In baseball?
Yeah, just baseball. Like there's too much of that going on where people just a name gets in. Like Bryce Harper's probably gonna be an All-Star and he's hitting 210.
I did not know baseball was like that. Is it? So it's fan vote plays a big. It's like how the NBA used to be.
Yeah, the fans determine the starting lineup.
Wow.
And it counts. Like, the game counts. And, like, it determines home field advantage for the World Series. But fans, it's a popularity contest. Like, if you're gonna make it count for the World Series, it should not be a popularity contest. It should be chosen by the players. Because that's who it affects.
Wow, that's crazy because I figured baseball would be more different kind of fan to be able to, picking.
Nope. Bryce, like, there's been a couple years where guys have just literally melded in and got All-Star. So,
oh, yeah. I was hearing some of the home run contest. It was like they was trying to get guys to get in that, but it's been no problem.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like the dunk contest. Like,
oh, it was like dunk contest.
Yeah, it's one of those things that if you get in it, I mean, the stars stopped being in it for a while, and then now the superstars are starting to be back in it. Like, last year, Giancarlo Stanton was in it. Aaron Judge was in it. There was a couple other big-time guys that I can't really remember because I didn't watch it last year. That's another thing. I can't really watch these, like, side show things. Like, I used to be really excited about the dunk contest, the home run derby. I just can't watch them no more. They're just too long and drawn out for no reason. It's like, I'm good. I mean, it's overrated, and winning it doesn't mean anything anymore just because the superstars don't participate anymore. So,
yeah, I had actually got to catch up with Summer League. I saw that was like so much hype. I think that was probably the most hype I've seen since was it Wiggins' rookie year? That's everything talking about that. It's like
is it just because we got we in Atlanta and we got and we have a player that's supposed to be a potential superstar, but honestly, what did you think of his performance and what you heard or what you seen, the stats? Anything.
I mean, I expected it. I expected him in a trend, a learning curve. He's not Steph Curry, and I've watched him in college. He's you can stop him. He's not. You can stop him. I mean, but as far as like what I've seen in summer league, he did exactly what I expected him to do. I expected him to be in like more physical defenders and be some, the way he played Oklahoma, he can't do that in the NBA.
Yeah.
And it's just, even now with him being surrounded with more talented players than he had in Oklahoma, even though he's not getting double and triple teams like he did, you got people that are just as good. He's just a rookie. He hasn't even reached his ceiling. So you're a rookie facing grown men. You're 19 and he, he had a bad shooting performance. I seen the numbers, and I seen like, him and Grayson Allen. I seen that. I was all over my timeline. I was like, yeah, that's a good little test for him because now he got something he can see in the summertime versus like how Alonzo he saw that game one with Beverly.
Yeah,
and that's a good test. Like he Trae got the attention. So, but he. I'm learning to accept the pick. He wasn't the pick I wanted, but he's gonna be all right. I mean, like I said, I do not expect no Steph Curry. He's not gonna be a 2-time. I don't expect him to be no 2-time MVP. I don't expect him to come in this season coming up averaging 30 points and shooting 50% from the three or something like that. Yeah, I really hope fans don't expect that from him either.
I mean, Steph Curry didn't even do that. So his rookie year, and Steph Curry came out as a junior, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, he struggled his first 2 or 3 years in the NBA. So
yeah, just really hope those fans don't expect that.
Do you expect him to get better? Once the regular season starts, just based off the type of players that are around him. I mean, not to say that the Hawks have like this overly talented roster that's gonna be, but they have some guys that have played at the NBA level and have had success. Like, currently Dennis Schroeder's still on the roster. Kent Bazemore, Taurean Prince. These guys are players that would play for a lot of NBA teams. So, yeah. I mean, having those types of guys around him, from what I noticed, that he seemed to early in the first 2 summer league games, it kind of felt like he had to force shots because he didn't think that the other players around him would attract attention like he could, and he had to do everything he needed to do, and he needed to score everything. And the third game, he kind of took a step back and just made plays as a point guard. But do you think him will he be better suited to play that way once the regular season starts and he'll play with these older guys? You know what I'm trying to say?
Oh, yeah, I know what you're trying to say. I mean, that's one thing I forgot to address. Just like his passing ability is very underappreciated.
Yeah.
He actually passed very well in college. I mean, I think everybody seems to think all Trae can do is pull up threes.
He averaged 9 assists on a team with no other guys that should really be in the NBA. So
yeah, it's passing. Like, the Hawks haven't had a good passer, and I can't even think the last time they had a point guard that was a good passer. Like, they had good scorers, but I can't think of a passer.
Even Mike Bibby may be the best, and he wasn't even a passer. He was more of a spot up shooter by the time he got to the Hawks. So
yeah, that'd be something different, a passer, because the Hawks, with Bud, it was everybody touch the ball and get an open shot, and but Pierce, I can't really get a good read on his scheme just yet.
Yeah.
I had to see like how Bays and Collins and Prince off mold together. I do see that Collins is shooting threes. I see that. But, I was kind of expecting that from Bud too. But I do see like they have him.
He kind of did start to roam out there more at the end of last year. Collins, he started to roam around the 3-point line a little more. But I mean, I agree with you as far as the point of his passing. I feel like he'll probably, instead of people comparing him to Steph Curry, why don't you watch his game? Because it's easy to say he's Steph Curry because he pulls up from half court. But if you really watch him play, that's the only thing that really compares to Steph Curry, is that he has a lot of range. But like he literally can, like he initiates the offense. Steph Curry's never really been that type of player. If you really watch him, he creates his own shot and he'll make a three. Or when he gets his assist, it's because defenders are focused in on him and covering him from far out, and he'll just pass the ball out to Klay Thompson. He'll hit the three, or he'll score on his own.
Yeah.
In the NBA, that's an assist. So, I can easily see Trae Young creating for other players. Like, I can see him crossing up the defense and attracting the defender and laying it off to somebody for a dunk. That's an assist to me.
Yeah.
Like, not just throwing it to the open man, he making a three. Anybody can do that.
I guess kind of expecting like a Dallas Steve Nash.
Yeah. I can easily see him being a Steve. Like, that's one of his mentors. It was not mentors, but guys he kind of modeled himself after. I can see him being that type of player before I see him being Steph Curry.
Yeah, maybe Phoenix. Maybe Phoenix over time. Yeah.
I mean, I'll take it. Because it's what people fail to realize, especially Hawks fans, is what they fail to realize is that it's not going to be a one-year rebuild. Yeah. Like, we're not going to win a championship with Trae Young by himself.
Or playoffs.
They're not going to the playoffs with Trae Young by himself. Not in year 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. I promise you that. Now, if they get guys like, you get a couple of these, high lottery type picks like R.J. Barnett, whoever is the next top kid next year, like, we get a couple of those guys, Trae Young can play that type of style where he can distribute and play off the energy of others, alley-oops. Like, we can see that. It could be really fun to watch. But just sitting there watching Trae Young dribble and dribble and dribble and then shoot, that's not going to win you anything. Because he's not that kind of shooter.
Yeah.
He's not that kind of player. Steph Curry isn't even that type of player. Steph Curry has always had Klay Thompson or Draymond Green with him. When he got successful, and even when his rookie year, he had Monte Ellis.
Yeah.
So, like, it's not like Trae. If Steph comes into the Hawks situation right now as a rookie, maybe Steph Curry is Jimmy Fredette instead of him being Steph Curry.
Yeah, man.
So,
yeah, I saw Bagley. He didn't really do too well.
yeah. I mean, Summer League, I know I mentioned this in the group chat. I don't – y'all kind of put me in check when y'all said it's just Summer League and, you know, don't put too much stock in this. But I really do put a lot of stock in it because it's not like they're going against the players they're going to actually play against. They're going against guys they dominated in college. So,
Yeah.
Why can't you dominate them now? Is it the pressure or is it – I really don't understand why Trae Young had such a horrible shooting night or nights or week or whatever you want to call it. Like, he really needs to improve, like, pretty soon because I was not impressed at all, and I'm really disappointed in how he played, and I really hope he's going to get better. I mean, maybe it was just that he was trying to do too much because that third game was a lot better.
Yeah.
Like, that third game is what I expected him. But the first two games, he almost tried to play like it was college.
Yeah.
But it was the pros, and I was just like, no.
Yeah,
That's not a good look.
I mean, I get where you're coming from with the summer league because, you know, it's just like some people just look so overwhelmed and you know, it's just, I mean, like, yeah, my thing is just the idea that he was that pick and the expectation that come along with it from fans and all that stuff. It just I have to learn to block that out.
Yeah.
As you know, this isn't Trae Young coming on the 2015 Hawks, you know. Yeah. And he's that final piece, you know.
But I do expect him to play well just because he's supposed to be a good player.
Yeah, fifth overall.
It wasn't like this was some guy that didn't really produce in college. This is a guy who led like college in scoring. And he scored a couple 40 points. Like, this is a guy that we expect and to step right in and be able to play, like, and show some signs of being decent. This is not a guy like Jaren Jackson that's going to need a few years to develop. This is not like DeAndre Ayton that he's a big man, so he needs to develop his body. Trae Young's as big as he's going to be. So,
how'd you feel about Jaren?
I feel stupid because Jaren Jackson, that was the one player I didn't want, and then he just balled out on the Hawks and in the first game, but then he came back to earth those last two games. I didn't see his third game, but the second game I think it was 10-8 and 10-8. This is cool, but that's about what I expect out of him. Tristan Thompson, that's who that is. I didn't see the 8 3-pointers coming. I ain't gonna lie, that was a shock.
I was like, who are you mad at? Why are you going so hard against Atlanta?
I don't know. I hope he didn't hear the show. But
I was like, gosh.
Yeah, I wanted everybody but Jaren Jackson, and he made the Hawks pay. And I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. But I just don't. I don't see him being able to do that in the regular season. I'm sorry. I mean,
like, you know, he had Mark and Conley and I mean, like, would that help him out? You know, as far as like,
no, I don't think that'll help him. I really feel like it was just people didn't really know he could shoot that way. And they allowed him to shoot, and then one of those shots was from half court and went in, but. I don't know. I can't see him being that open in the regular season just because people know he can shoot now.
Because I don't know what kind of guy they see him as. Because I know they want to compete in the playoffs this year. They don't want to tank, and I just don't know. Like, is this their heir to Marc Gasol? You know, like he's gonna be that guy that takes over when the Conley and Mark get too old and he got to step up be the number one option, or is he just like a piece like how Zach Randolph was and his. When he was there, I don't know. I don't know their expectations.
I really don't see him as anything more than just a piece. Like, if they're trying to build around him, they're going to be in trouble because, I don't know. I just can't see him as being a number one option. I can't see him being a superstar. I can't see him being the face of a franchise. But I can see him having an Al Horford-like impact. Like, you know, when the Hawks got Al Horford, they started going to the playoffs.
Yeah.
I can easily see his guy stepping in and helping Memphis get back into the playoffs, which they should just because Mike Conley comes back and Marc Gasol comes back.
I'm tripping out about his interview.
Yeah.
He's such a kid.
He's a kid. I mean, that's what people forget about these guys a lot of times, that they're still kids. Like,
it's like, hey, how you feel about DeMarcus Cousins coming to the Warriors?
Yeah, he reacted like he was that kid in high school, and he was talking with his buddies about it. Like, if you really think about it, he gonna be playing against people that, like, he in the 8th or 9th or even in 6th and 7th grade, he was like, man, this guy's so good. I can't wait. I hope he come to my favorite NBA team.
Yeah.
Like, that feeling doesn't go away just because you in the NBA. I mean, so there's going to be some of that. But I definitely have a lot more respect for him. But see, that's what I'm saying. Summer League, I hold Summer League into a higher regard than others because that's the first look of what the NBA is going to look like to you. I know the type of talent isn't there in some situations, but that's why the players who are expected to be really good should dominate because it's the NBA game with less talent or cheapened talent. So if you can't expose those guys that shouldn't be on the court with you, well, what makes you think you're going to be able to do that against Damian Lillard and Russell Westbrook? And, like, every night, as Trae Young, like, every night there's going to be somebody that's going to bring it. Like, I can't think of a night where he's going to be like, okay, I got a night off. I can just light this guy up. Like, every night. Okay, the Magic. You got who's the Magic point guard?
They don't have one right now. Right now, it's DJ,
they can have Dennis Schroeder.
Right now, it's DJ Augustine.
Who?
DJ Augustine right now.
Even DJ Augustine. If you look at DJ Augustine was an All-American.
Yeah.
So that's not a scrub. The Wizards, John Wall, the Warriors, Steph Curry, Russell Westbrook, Chris Paul. The Clippers just got the kid from Kentucky. He ain't a scrub.
Yeah.
Lou Williams is on that team. You can just go down the list. Toronto, Kyle Lowry. And the 76ers, Ben Simmons plays point guard. So, there's not a night off in the NBA. So, if you can't beat Sasha Vujicic's son in Summer League, why would you be able to go off on these guys? That's why.
Not everybody's elite defender.
I mean, not everybody. Rashad just joined us, by the way. That's whose voice you're hearing.
Yeah, I thought y'all said 10 Central. My bad.
Oh, no.
I know I'm on Bama time.
Oh, man. Yeah, but like you said, no, not everyone's elite defenders, but everyone can score.
Right.
Every point guard in the NBA can score now. And, like, if you Trae Young and you look across you every night and you see it, like, even the bad teams, like De'Aaron Fox.
Kemba Walker.
I'm trying to think of New York. New York doesn't have a good point guard, so that doesn't count. That's the one team in the NBA that's just like, I don't know who their point guard is.
Frank Nakalada.
Yeah, right now it's either Frank or Moutier, but Fizdale
said
and
they got Moody.
Fizdale said they all fighting for their spot, so we don't know who's starting right now.
Yeah, so I mean,
y'all think they're gonna get Kyrie and Jimmy Butler?
Yeah, I think that's eventually gonna happen.
I don't think so.
Kyrie's gonna get what Kyrie wants.
I wouldn't be surprised with Jimmy, it's just like Thibodeau running things over there in Minnesota. They got the Timberwolves over there, so I can't see him leaving. I think Wiggins will probably be out.
I think they're going to blow the whole thing up in Minnesota. I mean, I think just the fact that they start having conversations that Wiggins and Butler were going to be gone as soon as Boogie went to Golden State, I don't think that's a coincidence.
Well, but they've been talking about that throughout the season. Kind of. Yeah. Kind of the trading Wiggins thing, not the Butler thing. The Butler thing just happened, but the Wiggins thing been there for a minute.
Well, that team was built wrong to start with.
Yeah, I hated that. I hated all those moves.
They really kind of missed. They missed their window before it even opened because they brought in. First of all, they brought in a coach that don't fit the roster. Then they literally got rid of Rubio. That derailed them last year. If they had Rubio last year, they would have been a 4th or 5th seed, like I said at the beginning of the year.
Who they get back for Rubio? Who they got from Utah?
They got a pick,
and then they signed Jeff Teague that same week. So
it
was almost like they traded for Teague instead. But
they drafted a guy with that pick this year. I just can't think it was the Jop.
Oh, this year Kiata from Ohio State.
Yeah, I think that's their guy, but he's just 3. But
that was a yawn. But after they drafted Cat, I was like, yeah, this team is about to be up, and they up next. And
so what you guys say about like the NBA period? Like,
I'm not gonna be as I'm not overreacting like I've seen some people saying. I'm not gonna watch the NBA and blah blah blah. And I mean, I'm not gonna be as excited about it as I have been, but there are some interesting storylines.
Like I said, I'm gonna watch it just because I still like the game of basketball.
Yeah, I like ball. I like basketball.
But
so,
it's like I'm not gonna be watching it as heavy as I used to.
Yeah. I mean, I know who's gonna win the championship. I mean, I knew that.
We already knew for the past 4 years.
Yeah.
But now it's just even worse, and it's just like dude,
there's no chance anyone's beating the Warriors.
How you guys doing with the hands-free law? You guys holding up with that so far?
We hanging in there.
I've been listening to the radio, CDs.
Yeah, I try to find ways around it.
I done heard that Cardi B, "Be Careful with Me," and another Cardi B song. Oh, I like it like that. Yeah. I done heard that 200 times in the last 4 days, I'll probably say.
Just trying to stay legal.
Yeah.
Trying to stay legal.
Yeah, I try to look at all the rules. They say you can play your Spotify, but you just can't touch your phone. I was like, okay.
Yeah. Let me see how I can do this.
So it's like when you don't like a song, you got to go to the radio.
Yep.
Or I like, okay, they say I can't touch my phone to red light. But they say I can't touch my phone if I pull over. So
yeah.
You gonna see a bunch of people pulled over on the side of the road.
Yeah.
Like why you pulled over all the time? I gotta change the song, man.
I gotta change the song. My mama texts me.
Yeah. NBA is cool. I mean, I'm excited for it. I mean, like I've been wanting to shake up for like years, because it was just like for years it was just, oh, we got to wait till LeBron retires for Eastern teams. And then, like, now he left the East, so now the East it's wide open. And then with the West, you got LeBron the West, and that's exciting. Curious to see what he do. He's a competitor. He's not someone that
I will say this. I'm gonna be up watching. I'm not gonna pay attention to the East at all. I could care less who wins the East. I'm not watching. I may not watch a single Eastern Conference game all year. Other than the Hawks. Philly will be fun. I
love watching Philly.
They're fun to watch, but they're not. I think they're gonna take a step back before they take a step forward.
Yeah, definitely. After the way they finished last season, blowing the series because they blew the series. And then they didn't add anybody.
No, they think they're gonna have the same kind of success because they did it.
Yeah.
No, that's not how the NBA works.
And then they added Gerald Green 2.0, your boy Zaire Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot he was on the team until last night.
Yeah.
They traded him for Bridges. Yeah.
Yeah.
Traded him for Bridges.
But the thing that worries me about the 76ers while we on this point is that I expected to see videos of Ben Simmons in the gym just grinding on his jump shot. You know what I saw him doing the other day? Getting a house or moving to somewhere with his girlfriend.
Oh, yeah. Ben Simmons, he kind of getting caught up in that Hollywood lifestyle.
Yeah. And you play in Philadelphia. Why are you in L.A.?
No, his first one was one of the Gonzalez twins. He dated one of them before. Like, that was like his LSU days.
Right.
And then I guess his next public one was really Tinashe, I guess.
Yeah.
And that I feel like that's when it kind of started going downhill for dude.
And then
because dude was in that beef with Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not a rookie. They say I'm a rookie. He's gonna be a rookie.
Meanwhile, he sound like this grown adult playing with kids.
And then exactly. Yeah. And then
on the
Kendall Jenner. You know not to touch the Kardashian family.
Yeah.
Everybody in the NBA, the NFL, the MLB know not to touch the Kardashians. And what you do, you touch the Kardashians.
Yeah, I was just tripping out because I think they asked him about would he work with Kobe with his jump shot, and he was like, no.
Yeah,
And I was like, dude, you can't go off. I hope you're not one of those players that just be like, I'm just going to use my athleticism and size. And
oh, no, he's smarter than that.
I hope so, man. I really love what Ben Simmons can become.
Because I remember Melo had a lot of hype coming in the league, and he was physically talented, and he never changed.
Yeah, he did it. And he's still suffering from the Hollywood mentality because he's more of a celebrity than he is.
Have you already talked about Melo?
No, we hadn't talked about it.
Where y'all think he going, LA or Houston?
Who cares? I mean, who cares?
I mean,
honestly, Melo worth -3 wins at this point. Yeah, if you sign him.
Yeah, y'all think Wade and Melo go to LA?
They gonna come to Atlanta. That's gonna be I'm sorry, Hawks.
Melo really fits in with the Hawks. He's been fitting with the Hawks ever since about 2015. Like, he was just a perfect.
He can average 28 with us, man. We wou't win about 28 games, but he averaged 28.
I would have loved to see Melo and Dwight play together that year.
Oh gosh. I think you want to pick. I think he'll go to Houston.
That's where he wanted to go last year.
Yeah. But you got to think they probably don't want him no more.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Chris Paul,
that's reported interest.
I mean, they did just lose Trevor Ariza, and that would be a natural. That would be a natural refit if he willing to take that kind of role. But when is the last time Carmelo played defense?
Carmelo don't like that role. Look at last season.
Exactly. So why would it work now?
I mean,
you
got the D'Antoni system, so
they got to come off the bench.
All you gotta do is just switch. That's how they do now.
But he don't. Does he like D'Antoni? Did him and D'Antoni get along in New York? I don't remember.
I mean, I read an interview and like this. D'Antoni's brother was just like, he's not the type of hold grudges, and it's definitely been noted that D'Antoni was the head coach and he was considering going. Melo was considering going there last year, and D'Antoni was the coach. So
I would have bet you anything last year that Melo would have ended up in Houston, and it didn't happen. So
I mean, best fit for him, in my opinion, was Miami, but I doubt he goes there because I mean, it's like. I was reading about Wade when he got traded to Miami this past year. They said Pat Riley made him take 2 physical tests and made him lose weight. I was like, that's what Melo needs right there. Hooping in the gym with a hoodie on. Anybody look good? I'm out of shape right now. I can put a hoodie on. I can make like 3 threes on the camera. And it's going to be heavily edited, but I'll look good too. But, Melo, he couldn't hold his own in Oklahoma City. You had Jeremy Grant taking your minutes.
Yeah. What do y'all think about OKC? I don't think y'all. I don't know if we touched on this.
I respect Paul George for staying there.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't criticize Paul George and say, y'all didn't win, y'all not going to win now. And then, if he went to L.A., then it's like, dang, like all these, you know what I'm saying, like stars just going team to team until they find a fit to win a ring, you know what I'm saying? So I respect them, you know what I'm saying, keep that same energy.
Yeah. I really feel like they'll be – now that Melo's gone, I think the team will be better just based off that I think Russell Westbrook is starting to get the big – just because of the way they handle trying to get Paul George to come back, I think he's starting to understand the big picture. It's not all about, well, I got to go get my buckets and triple doubles and stats. I think they'll really try to fit in.
He really got to quit chasing the triple doubles.
Yeah, he got to leave that alone.
There's no reason.
There's no reason for that.
You got 100 career triple doubles. You averaged one for an entire season. Got the MVP. There's no reason to chase a triple double now.
There's no need for it anymore.
Let Steven Adams get the rebound.
I think they'll actually try to fit together this year.
Yeah, I like
instead of it being a team with people, individuals.
I mean, for me, it just tripped me out because they talked about George has an ego. And he was like, Oklahoma City traded for me. L.A. had their chance. And I was just like, okay, the Lakers are not going to see you as priority number one. If it's between LeBron James and you, Magic Johnson's not going to be at your doorstep at 11:59.
Yeah. Do you think that was part of it? Is like that he just didn't want to be – because you say he between him and LeBron, he may be the second option. But if you really think about it, if you go to the Lakers, Magic's still a big draw, even though he's a – executive, and then you got
I really don't think it was the Lakers persuading LeBron more so than it was LeBron choosing where he wanted to go.
Yeah, he just wanted to go there. Because the fact that LeBron hasn't really been out and open about wanting another star. He just I'm cool riding with the players we got. So
the craziest part about all of this is how quiet LeBron's been about it.
Yeah. What does he need to say? Like,
I mean, it's smart. I mean, I think he's
no press conference.
Learned from 8 years ago, like how that affected him.
I mean, but last year, he did not last year. It felt like last year. 4 years ago.
Yeah, 4 years ago.
he wrote the letter.
I'm back.
Yeah.
Feels like last year. It's crazy.
Yeah, he just really did a great job controlling the narrative.
I love you. I'm back.
A short press release. Like I was really pumping gas in my car, and then
from his management.
Yeah, I was like, that's smart. I know all that criticism stuff he gets. I know it probably gets to him, but Oklahoma City, they should be better. I don't expect no.
They're not beating the Warriors.
Yeah,
they're not beating the Rockets. But
also,
I'm comfortable with saying they're the third or fourth team in the West right now.
You think it could be Utah?
Yeah, I think if they play Utah without Melo right now, just based off what the chemistry they will have next year, because like I said, I really feel like Paul George and Russell Westbrook developing a genuine friendship.
Yeah, I can see that.
Will be a big deal for Russell Westbrook more than Paul George, because Paul George he's not afraid of sharing the spotlight. But
yeah, it seems like they are actually friends, unlike him and KD.
Right. I really feel like that'll make them that third team. And as far as the Lakers, like they'll be the 5th or 6th team. I don't really see them making a huge jump.
I think Zoe's really scared about getting traded.
Yeah, because now he hurt. Where did the injury come from?
Yeah, because they said his camp leaked it.
Yeah.
Big Baller Brand leaked that news,
Yeah.
and the Lakers were mad about it or whatever. But, like, every interview I've seen, every little overtime video I've seen when people coming up to him at the JVA or whatever games, and then they're like, hey, LeBron. He's like, yeah, you going to help us win, bring him championship, best player in the world. That's why he brought him in.
He got humbled this year.
Yeah, he got humbled real quick then.
Yeah, they was acting like they were running things. Like, when LeBron gets here, he going to get better by Zoe. And now it's everybody just real.
Well, LeVar's still saying that.
Yeah, he's still talking, but he gonna get it. He gonna talk his son right off the Lakers if he keep talking.
Yeah,
crazy.
I'm like, your son already had 2 knee procedures, and
he's 20.
He said, all my boys and LeBron?
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, by then LeBron's going to be even older, dog. Like,
no.
It's not the same
By the time Jello get good enough
to make the league. He might be 25.
LaMelo gonna be in the league for 5 years. He gonna have to, man. He's not gonna play in the NBA. I'm sorry, LeVar.
I don't see it either. Maybe I'll try to walk on the NFL team.
Yeah, he might as well try to walk on.
They gotta go to a better league in Europe. Like,
yeah.
And I think the only reason why they didn't was because he wanted both of them to play together.
I thought it was like the exposure thing.
LaMelo can play anywhere he wants to.
Yeah. LaMelo and Jello probably could have played in a Greece league. You know what I'm saying? A Greek league.
The European leagues be cool with them bringing them cameras and stuff in.
That's another issue. That's another thing.
Yeah.
They gonna want to, like, a lot of those teams are really low key because like the Spurs are built after a European type team, and they wouldn't have that.
Yeah.
Like, one thing I heard y'all talking about point guards when I came in.
Yeah.
I think Colin Sexton, he has a higher floor, obviously, than Trae Young. But I think Trae Young's ceiling is higher than Colin Sexton. Because I think Colin Sexton, what we see from him now, is kind of like what we're going to get.
Yeah.
Like, he's going probably, at the most 22 points a game, you know what I'm saying, 8 assists, 5 rebounds, 6 rebounds. That's Colin Sexton. He has that motor and he has that X factor, that drive that's going to push a team, past what you see on a stat sheet. But I think Trae Young could be, up there in the league as far as superstars and just deadly, can make it snap on the beat. Yeah. So, I think that's the difference between the two guys.
The thing that scares me with Trae Young is that I don't want people to really look at his stats because this year I can't remember who I was talking to, but I said I expect him, whether he starts or not, I really expect him to play a lot. And just the fact that he's on the court, he'll average 16, 17, 18, maybe 19 points.
Because he shoots so much.
Just because he shoots so much. Wow. And eventually it will go in. But I want him to be more efficient and play like he did in that third game. Because me and David were talking about before you came in is that his passing is really an underrated thing he can do. Like, he can actually create offense for others. And playing with John Collins, as crazy as this sounds, like, I don't really think John Collins is a superstar, but playing with John Collins, like, that can easily become, like, we're going to see a bunch of alley-oops. That's going to be fun to watch.
Playing with Spellman is going to be really easy for him. Because Spellman, you can get it down to him on the block, and then he can also pick and pop, pick and roll. So, I mean, Spellman.
He's going to be a nice player. He may not be he's not Draymond Green, but I can see him having a good role. Even if it's not for the Hawks, I can see him having a role in this league for a long time.
No disrespect. Kind of reminds me of Adrian Payne.
Oh, God, I hope not.
I mean,
Adrian Payne wasn't that bad when he got a chance. He just got in trouble with the law, and then,
He got in trouble with not having a jump shot.
I mean, with Spellman, I just think, like, people just don't even have that many expectations. I don't have no expectations for him at all because, I mean, like, they got a lot of bigs, and he's probably gonna be in Erie quite a bit. So, I mean, just.
What do you mean a lot of bigs? They got Dedmon, Muscala, John Collins.
Yeah, they don't really play that many bigs in rotations, like 8 players.
Who else did they have last year?
Oh, they had Plumlee.
Yeah, they still got Plumlee.
But he didn't play. Yeah, they probably still have Plumlee.
They still got because Plumlee's contract was like 3
Well,
years.
you know, like half the
Plumlee.
Well, I'll say about 10 players from last year's team were like all irrelevant to the Hawks' future.
Yeah.
So it's just crazy watching them and just being like, dang, you're not gonna be here next year.
Looking at this team this year, only 2 people matter. Well, 4 people matter.
Yeah, Brembry might be gone, man.
Yeah,
And
Collins.
they're still trying to
Young,
include him into that thing. I think Dorsey. They're gonna stay with Dorsey for a minute. I mean, but if a good trade comes along, they're gonna get rid of him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he'll definitely get his shot this year, like he did at the end of last year. He played a lot.
Dorsey averaged like 16 points a game in April.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, he definitely gonna get a shot this year.
Yeah, he's a slant guy, so
he gonna get his shot there.
Yeah, well,
The way the team looks when the season starts is not what it's gonna look like by the All-Star break. Because I feel like Dennis will be gone. Maybe somebody comes along and gets Kent, and maybe Deadman and Torian's. This is his year to prove whether he's gonna be a part of the long-term plan or not. So.
Yeah, because he got that.
Either he gonna do it or he ain't.
Yeah, 'cause he'll be up for a new. He'll be up for a new contract real soon. So,
Yeah.
you know these
You
threes.
better not ask for no crazy money.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect.
I said, don't look at them 3 games where you scored 30 points and be like, hey, max me.
Yeah.
Don't ask for no Zach LaVine contract.
Max me.
That man, Zach
No.
LaVine, man.
No way. No way.
I think Chicago's gonna match it. They said
Yeah, they matched it.
I was kind of
that's
hoping the Hawks
crazy.
would be in on Zach LaVine.
they were looking at him. But
I think that's gonna be one of those pickups that we look in next year and gonna be like, dang, they got him for how much?
and he just tore his ACL and he's an athletic guy, so
Yeah, Chicago.
He was more than his athletic ability though. That's what people
yeah,
really.
he can shoot.
He really can shoot,
Yeah,
and he can
he's
get
a
to the hole when he
playmaker.
wants to. And he's a playmaker as a 2 guard. so.
Playmaker.
Yeah.
So Dev.
I mean, Chicago. They happy with them. They good. Luckily, like their good guys are on. They're on the rookie contract, so that it don't look that bad. But
Well, we'll see. That's episode 81 of the A-League, man. I'm Jeremy Johnson Clark.
Oh, episode 81?
Yeah.
Hey, yo, shout out to Kobe, man. Bean, the greatest
Oh, my
Laker of all
God.
time.
We're going to go around the room, man.
all right, this is David Norwood. Twitter's at dnorwood90.
RashadMilling.com. You can follow me on Twitter at I'm so sorry I missed your graduation yesterday, Josh. Congratulations, man.
Well, I'm going to stand in for Akeem this week. I'm Akeem Balaam. Check it. Check it out.
Yeah.
Shaq West, I'm dying Shaq West. Live Shaq.